All right, welcome back, Truth Seeker. October 5th, 2021, a Tuesday. In the news today, double vaccinated Emmy winner Marc Pilcher dead at 53 from COVID. Another reminder of why you should go out and get the vaccine because, again, here's a man who was double vaccinated, still died, and again, just another factoid of why you should definitely go out and get a vaccine. After all, they're telling you cases are 3 times worse this year than they were last year at this time when no vaccines existed. So how could you not want to get one? Also in the news, the rapists, also known as the Catholic Church. Today in France, where the Jesuits are from, the Jesuit scumbags who serve the Catholic Church, supposedly the most comprehensive report of sexual abuse, and they came out with an estimated 216,000 children that have been raped. 216,000 children in France raped by Catholics? Funny number, huh? 216, the product of 6 times 6 times 6, 216. And then today leaves 87 days left in the year, and the phrase number of the beast equals 87. So does the Catholic Church. We'll look more at that. And then, Neo the hacker and yours truly got done talking a lot about 52 and California and Gavin Newsom's vaccine mandate on the 52 date numerology. Then the next day, you have the worst oil spill in California in 52 years when California, Gavin Newsom, and vaccine mandate all equal 52. Must just be another coincidence. We now have the reason for the Facebook outage. They say it was a configuration changes to routers resulted in the 6-hour Facebook blackout, and notice the gematria of the cause equals 144, like it took place on Mark Zuckerberg's 144th day of his age. Go figure. So we'll go through all this in greater detail. Clarence Thomas, the token black guy, the Jesuit scumbag, the Catholic himself, front and center on Negro Appreciation Day, October 4th. And if you don't know why it's Negro Appreciation Day, we'll make it real clear. Had everything to do with why the token black guy in NASCAR also won on this day. Again, same patterns that have been explained a gazillion times. But we'll bring it all back. We'll even go back and visit NASCAR banning the Confederate flag by the numbers and what it had to do with Bubba Wallace's win yesterday. And the breaking news right now, it's the Supreme Court's back in session. They're going to take on Roe vs. Wade, and out come the crazies. The Capitol Police got a suspicious car on lockdown near the Supreme Court today. Today leaves 87 days left in the year. Justice equals 87. Remember, I told you Ruth Bader Ginsburg would die at 87, and she ended up dying at 87, 187 days after her birthday. Of course, Society of Jesus is 187 like Washington, D.C., and then we'll finish up with last night's Monday Night Football mockery, a game in a stadium, a closed stadium. They had to delay the game for lightning. Just happened to be on a 55-date numerology where lightning equals 55. And coming into the game, the Chargers, who have lightning bolts on their helmet, had 55 wins against the Raiders, who once played in L.A., and John Gruden was on 55 losses with the Raiders coming into the game. I guess they signaled it all in the beginning when it was side judge 56 who went up to Gruden to tell him that the game was going to be delayed until 55 minutes after the hour. It's just, again, you guys, and you can't help the brain dead lemmings. I did a video about this last night on Gematria Effect Sports, and the morons are like, dude, they wouldn't delay the game if they didn't have to. That's going to cost them money and ratings. See, that's how the retards think, because they live in the Matrix. They don't want to see the Matrix for what it is. They live in the Matrix. They think the NFL cares about its ratings and its money at the end of the day. They don't. This is part of the Jesuit cabal that prints the money. If they need some more money, they'll just go print some more money. We live in their monopoly playground. They play with us like we're fools each day. They lift and they do this with the stock market each day. It's all their game, you guys. Again, you can't help the dummies, you guys. That's why I keep telling you. The only thing to do at this point in time is put a bullet in their head. And I'm not wrong about that. Some of you guys might think I'm wrong about that. I'm going to let you know right now. You're wrong. The only reason this goes on every day is because there's so many fucking losers who can't see the obvious fucking bullshit that we're drowning in each day. These people need a bullet in the head. There's a song about it by Rage Against the Machine. Anyhow, let's go through this. The 53-year-old who died of COVID, right? If it's not 53 with COVID, it's 82. When you run the alphabetic order in reverse, COVID's 82. That's why they're showing you the COVID pills with the 82s on them every day. But now we got a 53-year-old dead from COVID whose name Marc Pilcher equals 65 like pandemic, whose name also equals 191 like Society of Jesus. And they tell you right here, Marc Pilcher, the Emmy Award-winning hair and makeup designer for Bridgerton, has died of COVID-19. By the way, Bridgerton equals 112, like the Jesuits operate in 112 countries. Again, if you're new here, COVID is a Jesuit agenda. You wouldn't know about COVID, which is an agenda. It's not a real pandemic. It's an agenda being pushed by the Jesuits, the same ones who are behind Agenda 21. It's all intertwined. It's all about the New World Order and pushing people along to comply with their policies, their tyranny. But again, he was 53 years old. The news comes just 3 weeks after the UK-based stylist who was double vaccinated and had no underlying health conditions picked up a creative Emmy statuette in Los Angeles for his work on the Netflix series. So Pilcher took and tested negative on multiple COVID-19 tests to make the trip across the Atlantic and back again for the ceremony. Not long after his return, he took ill and his condition deteriorated over the weekend. He died on Sunday. Oh, he died on a Jesuit Sunday. Go figure. And just remind me, before the times of COVID, wasn't there a story like this every single year with every single award show? Yes, there was. There's always somebody who dies connected to these award shows because they're sick rituals. And what I tell you at the beginning of the pandemic, I said, just wait. Before any of this shit even started to happen, I said, just wait until the celebrities start dying from COVID, and no longer are they dying from unknown causes or in their sleep or some suspicious accident. But now all of a sudden the celebrities will be dead from COVID. I said, just watch. Just watch. And that's exactly what's going on. 4 years ago, this would have just been reported as, Marc Pilcher dies in his sleep after winning Emmy, and nobody would have blinked an eye. But now it becomes a convenient part of the ongoing COVID fear programming. But at the same time, it's like, what are people supposed to do? I mean, even the brain dead sheep, they're like, well, wait a minute. He was double vaccinated. Oh, actually, I get it. He didn't get his booster shot yet. That's probably it. Oh, I better go get my third vaccine. He was only double vaccinated. Okay. But notice how they say 3 weeks after getting the Emmy. If you guys are new here, I mean, we talked about the Emmys and COVID last year. So here, just the most simple cipher, the alphabetic order, right? When you write out 3, because I said 3 weeks after the Emmy, 3 is 56, Emmy is 56, right? 356, Emmy 56. And then when you use the alphabetic order with the rules numerology, which is considered the most pure cipher, by the way, Emmy's 20 like death in that cipher, but again, Society of Jesus 56, coronavirus 56, COVID vaccine 56, and you know the rest of the list. So, very clear ritual. 3 weeks after the Emmy, 53 years old. He died on Sunday, the most Jesuit day of the week, on a date with 54 numerology when Jesuit order. The less formal title is Society of Jesus, Jesuit Order 54, died on the 54 date. We just saw this with, we've seen it with multiple people. We just saw it with, what's that? Sarah Jessica Parker's friend from Sex and the City just died in a 54-56 ritual. And these are HBO shows. And then Omar from The Wire, HBO show, just died in a 54-56 ritual. Home Box Office 54, HBO 56. Again, just the same old Jesuit patterns. He just won at the 73rd Grammys. Of course, Sacrifice is 73. Ritual Sacrifice 73. The way he spells Mark, M-A-R-C 73. And he must have got his on the weekend of September 11th and 12th, because if he died on October 3rd, that's 3 weeks later. So the main ceremony was the week after. But he must have been part of the Creative Arts Awards. But yeah, I guess that's where this propaganda fits in, that Marc Pilcher didn't have his booster vaccine. Uh-oh. Man, you would have think those first 2 doses would have helped prevent the death. And again, maybe Marc Pilcher missed the Jesuit scumbag Bill Gates' presentation back in 2010 about how we need to reduce population and we can do it if we do a good job with vaccines. Thanks for being part of Bill's plan, Mark. All right. On to the next headline. Again, more than 200,000 children sexually abused by French Catholic clergy, damning report finds. And this news comes today, Tuesday, October 5th, 2021, a date with 56 numerology. Again, the Jesuits are from Paris, France. And remember, in the most pure cipher, Paris, France, 56, just like Society of Jesus. And again, today, the day of this news, it's the day leaving 87 days left in the year. If you run the alphabetic order in reverse, that's where number of the beast is 87. You know, we've been talking about 66 and 87, both number of the beast numbers a lot with Bill Gates. Remember, his divorce from Melinda came 87 days from his 66th birthday. They met in 87. Bill Gates equals 87. He got his vaccine on his 87th day of his age. The FDA approved fully the Pfizer vaccine 66 days from his 66th birthday. Again, just so many number of the beast rituals with Mr. Bill Gates. Just bringing that up in terms of how the gematria of it is 6687. But remember, today leaves 87 days left in the year. They're saying 216,000 children sexually abused. Again, 216 is the product of 6 times 6 times 6, the number of the beast. Vaccination has 666 Sumerian gematria. That's why they're doing all this with Bill Gates and the vaccine. But if you write out the Catholic Church, it's also 87 in that cipher. So the Catholic Church, number of the beast ritual in terms of the sexually abused children. And again, for all the people, for all the years who've looked at, you know, the Disney illustrations and wondered why in the background, you know, there was a man with a tent in his pants or clearly in an erection drawn into the clouds. You know, a lot of people are aware of the sexual references in the Disney cartoons that are hidden there. They're like subliminal messages. Again, Walt Disney was a member of De Molay, which was named after the Knights Templar member who was burned at the stake on Friday the 13th. And the Templars are the old military order of the Catholic Church, and the Templar cross is in the Jesuit logo, the Society of Jesus, who are the newer military order. But remember, Walt Disney's full name equals 201 like the Jesuit order. And again, I just want you to think about abusing children sexually, you know, sticking your dick in a child's ass or in their mouth or whatever these guys are doing is obviously even worse than what they do with Disney cartoons, but it's still even sexual abuse, what they're doing to all the children who watch the Disney cartoons and take in the images subliminally. That's another form of sexual abuse. And I'll remind you about where all of this fits in with the agenda. Kabbalah. This is all about Kabbalah, this whole letter and number thing. Again, the Book of Formation says God created the world with numbers, letters, and words. This is why they do this every day. They're playing God. But also, it's explained in Kabbalah that to spiritually ascend, you can't be weighed down with sex. Sex is something that can keep you from spiritual ascension. And I'm sure somewhere this is where it fits in with celibacy and priests not supposed to be having wives or intercourse with anybody, but somehow they end up doing it with children. But I'm sure somewhere all of this is tied in. But again, these are like spiritual beliefs that have come from man from trying to understand God. And it's obvious at the end of the day that all of these spiritual teachings from mainstream religion, they're not helping out humanity. Even if they originally were intended to help out humanity, they're not. They're making people divide, kill each other over religious differences. They're making people think that they need to be celibate, and then they can't control themselves, so they take advantage of the young and innocent. And again, it's just like the whole problem is obvious. God is not speaking to any of us. Anyone who's claiming that God's speaking to them is full of shit, okay? Well, other than the way I would say God speaks to me is by showing me in the world, like something will happen. I'll be like, okay, that's beyond coincidence. That's telling me that I shouldn't have done that. Or this person just came into my life and says this to me this day, and I've been thinking about this. Like, that's the way I would say God speaks to people, making coincidences happen in our life that aren't really coincidences. They're signs that are confirming or telling us what's wrong or right about the thoughts or the things we're dealing with or the decisions we're trying to make. Like, to me, that's how God works. But these idiots who get on TV and say, God told me this, I had this conversation with God and he said that. I mean, these people are full of shit and they want you to put money in the plate. But at the end of the day, it's like, we don't need religion, you guys. We don't need books written by man that were supposedly translated from the words of God. I mean, this is all bullshit. If you believe in God, and I get tired of all you idiots who are always like, I can't figure out if Zach believes in God. Do you guys watch any of my fucking videos? I talk about why I believe in God in what, like a third of them? It's like, people are so dumb. What do they watch? 10 seconds of a video and then leave a comment? Stop leaving comments if you don't watch the video. I think that's a good rule for all YouTube watchers. Unless you've watched the video from start to finish, don't leave a comment. I don't know if Zach believes in God. It's just like, what the fuck? I've literally talked about this in probably at least 5,000 videos over the last 8 years. You don't know shit about shit if you don't know what I believe in when it comes to God. But again, God, if you believe in God, God obviously made us, the world, right? He gave us a mind, the ability to know right and wrong, to feel what's right and wrong. Guilt, a feeling you have if you do wrong. That's God. That's the way we were made. That's how you know what's right and wrong. And if you're out there going, well, what about sociopaths? Well, sociopaths are usually sociopaths because they had some really wrong shit done to them when they were children by some really wrong people. And maybe those people claim to be all about God, like Catholic priests. But realize, I mean, this stuff, you guys, again, well, I spoke real harshly about this less than a week ago, about how the Jesuit logo has IHS in it, but the T, the Templar cross, if you look at it and you just read it backwards, it's SHIT. If you look at that cross as a T, and it's shit. And where does shit come from? Your ass. Like, most of the shit in this world is coming from people's ass. I mean, it's smells like some bad farts every day when you watch the news. But again, these people are obsessed with sodomy in the ass. And I made the comment about how these Jesuits are walking around with people's shit on their dicks. And some of you didn't like that comment, but that's the way it is. And it's not an accident that it says shit in their logo, because that's what they're doing to the world. Feeding them shit every day, fucking people in the ass. This stuff is all connected. And as amazing as it is, the word shit has Gematria 56 in the most simple cipher. And I'm telling you, that's also not an accident. That's who this gang is. Shit. So, but yeah, isn't it sick? Isn't it sick? By the way, today's 10/5, like 105, Order of Illuminati equals 105, created by the Jesuit Adam Weishaupt. Bible's also 105. If you read the thing, it says about or estimated 216,000, and down below in the next paragraph, it says the number of abused minors rises to an estimated 330,000. When including victims of people who were not clergy but had other links to the church. Remember, France is the plus 33 international dialing code, another big biblical number. And the most pure cipher, priest, is 33. When you run the alphabetic order in reverse, Bible's 33. But yeah, isn't it sick? And how do people continue to be a part of the Catholic Church? I mean, talk about severe mind control. Like, what possesses anyone to remain as Catholic? That they go to a nice building? Man, our building is so nice. I just want to keep being a part of it. Part of this rape culture. Part of this, spreading the name of the Jesus at the sword point. And understand that, all you Jesus believers, the only reason you even know the name Jesus and believe in this name Jesus, again, believe, the word with lie right in the middle, the only reason you even believe in the name Jesus and ever even heard it is because of swords and the killing of countless people and the murdering of countless people to spread the name Jesus all over by the Catholic Church. You wouldn't know about Jesus if it wasn't for this completely evil entity, the Catholic Church. You'd have no recollection of this name or this word. And by the way, this made-up name that's impossible to be his name. There were no J's in the time of Jesus or Jupiter Zeus. Don't forget, the Greeks wrote the New Testament. They worship Zeus, Jesus. I mean, it's all so transparent, you guys. You know, Jupiter, Zeus, the sun, astrotheology, worshiping on Sunday, the Catholic Church's pagan roots. I mean, again, you know, the one thing religious people don't have is logic. They don't have logic. They don't have reason. They don't have intellect. All they have are their beliefs that were instilled in them as little children that were all backed with fear. Believe or else. Believe or else. Just like how once upon a time the sword was pointed. Do you believe in Jesus? Or else? You know, it's really not much different. It's really not much different. You'd think Jesus would have come down. You know, I had the crackhead on the other week. You know, she wasn't smoking weed that morning, but she must have been smoking crack, and Jesus came to her apartment and just chilled on her couch while she searched through the ashtray for some weed. Jesus was there. You heard her story. His face was so glowing she couldn't see any of it, but it was realer than anything I've ever taught her, you know. But the crackhead was on, and I asked her, I said, well, why doesn't Jesus, come down and intervene when all this evil's going on then? If Jesus would stop by your apartment while you couldn't find your doobie, why can't he show up in front of the priest who's about to rape a little kid? Why can't he go into the doctor's office who's about to vaccinate the innocent? You know what I mean? Give him the criminal Pfizer jab. Where's this Jesus character at? You know? You got to be smoking crack to believe in this nonsense. And again, I don't care about who I'm offending and who I'm pushing away from the movement. It doesn't matter if they're leaving over what I'm saying. They're not going to be part of the solution. They're believers. Believers aren't going to solve anything. Believers are what's wrong with the world. Whether they believe in Jesus or they believe in bullshit government or bullshit school teachings or bullshit news stories, they all come from this same Jesuit cabal, and they're all part of the problem. Because they believe. See, I've been preaching on that the whole time I've been here. How believe is the worst word in the alphabet. That was one of my earliest videos. And I pointed out the lie in the middle. You know? Believing it's what's wrong with the world. People got to stop believing. There's no reason to use this word. Maybe I believe in myself, but you don't even need to say it that way. You could say, I think I can overcome. I think I can overcome my obstacles and challenges. Because that's essentially what you're saying when you're saying you believe in yourself. How about you just think you can overcome it? You'll prove that you can overcome it. We don't need the word believe. The word believe is a word for weak people. It is. Because believers don't need facts or evidence or truth. And look at what it is for beliefs. Here, I just want to make a point. That Dr. Savage 84 guy who nearly just killed himself on his dirt bike, you know, I've always been nice to him, even though he's always ranting and going crazy and posting nonstop about me and how he's so mad at me because I don't believe in Jesus or I don't believe in the flat earth. But when he posted that he needed prayers and he was in the hospital in bad shape, you know, I posted and I said, man, I'm so sorry to hear this. I will definitely pray for you. And I don't even normally pray, but I did. And here he is now back to ranting. Now that he's better and out of the hospital, he's back to ranting about what a shitty person I am because I can't see that the earth is obviously flat. Well, part of the reason I can't see that the earth is obviously flat from where I stand is that I'm surrounded by mountains. I don't know how those are created on a flat earth. But anyway, the point is he believes the earth is flat. He believes in Jesus, and at the end of the day, even though he's making money off the sports knowledge and everything that he's learning from me, at the end of the day, even though he's learning real facts and information from me, he cares more about his beliefs than facts and knowledge. And this is true of almost all believers. They care more about their beliefs than what's real. And this is why believers are dangerous people, and that's why they're all dragging us to the bottom, which is clearer than ever at this moment in history. Believers are dangerous people that are a problem. Okay? They are. You know? I've known this for a long time, since way before I knew about gematria. Can't tell you how many people over the years told me that all I could do, Zach, you're right, Zach, things are wrong in the world. That's why you got to believe in Jesus. He's the only thing that can save us. Yeah, okay. Yeah, made up bullshit story that doesn't make any sense is the only thing that can save us. Wow, sounds like exactly what the powers that shouldn't be would exactly want from us. And I've understood that the whole time, too. It's just been so obvious to me since I was a child. Getting lied to in church, getting lied to at school, getting lied to from government. It's just like I'm supposed to believe all these lies and just go along with the tyranny? No way. No way. You know? So anyway, moving on. Back to what real knowledge looks like. How real knowledge proves itself every day. You know? We're talking about Gavin Newsom's evil vaccine mandate for children in California on the 52 date numerology when vaccine mandate, Gavin Newsom and California are all 52, right? And then boom, what happens the very next day? A contrived oil spill. And who's been teaching you guys about contrived environmental disasters intentionally done for ritual? And again, that right now they're trying to push into our minds that we need to make radical changes, get away from, oil. We need to get on whatever the Jesuits want us on to continue to control their power structure and their ongoing games. But anyway, they unleash the oil by the numbers in California on the back of this news, and they tell you it's the first in 52 years. And lately they're telling you it's 144,000 gallons of oil, like Jesuit Order 144, but they still can't find a leak in the pipe, which means they released the oil from the pipe intentionally, which is exactly, no doubt, what they did with the big Gulf spill about 10 years ago. Again, that Dick Cheney made a ton of money off of while he was in office. Again, these people are psychopaths. These people rape children, rape the environment, lie to us every day, start wars needlessly, and over half of you, won't do anything about it because all you do is believe in Jesus and think he's going to come save us. Jesus has been sitting on the sidelines for 2,000 years. You think he's just going to show up? I can't tell you how many dummies over the years have left a comment that I'm going to get proven wrong and they know what day Jesus is coming. According to a bunch of Christian morons that I've heard from over the years, Jesus was supposed to return about 1,000 times already. Hasn't shown up once. I bet you these dummies are still predicting the next day he's going to show up. You know what I mean? Never been more obvious what a problem Jesus is than in the time of this pandemic, led by the Society of Jesus. It's just never been more clear. But yeah, you guys, it's ritual all day, every day, and that's why the Bible's a book of numbers and the Gospel's all encoded. Why is the Gospel 89 chapters? Because religion equals 89, because 89 is the 11th Fibonacci number, Jesus 11, the master number. It's all numerology. New Testament 42 generations to Jesus. Think about this one. New Testament, New World. Here we are in the New World, right? The Americas. We have a Jesuit superior general from South America. We have a Jesuit Pope, the first publicly from South America, the New World. I was just listening to this Jesuit priest talk the other day and talk about how exciting it is to be in these times, having these Jesuit leaders from the New World. I was just like, listen to this shit, man. I didn't put it together like that, but now it makes sense. Yeah, we got Jesuit leadership from the New World during the time of the New World takeover from the gang that gave us the New Testament, where all you got to do is just believe. Just believe in this story that doesn't make any sense. Just like believe in coronavirus, another story that doesn't make any sense. In fact, the stories they give us every single day never make any sense, but you're just expected to believe them because they come from the authority. After all, you grew up on stories that didn't make any sense, from Santa Claus to Jesus. And Christians will do their typical thing. They'll post some Bible verses if that proves that the Bible's real. It's just like, what's wrong with these people? They think posting the verses in a book written by man proves their point? Come on. Do I need to go post from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer to prove that he's real? Where's these people's logic? Oh, that's right. They don't have any. All they know how to do is believe. You know what I mean? Santa Claus. More mockery, right? A reshuffling of Satan. Santa, Satan. But yeah, again, yesterday we're exposing that, and I mean, how many times have we exposed that big tech is nothing but a Jesuit cabal? But then you have this huge Jesuit ritual yesterday on Mark Zuckerberg's 144th day of his age, Jesuit Order 144, where all the products go down. And then today they come out and they say, Facebook says its global outage was caused by configuration changes to routers. Configuration changes to routers. 144. I mean, really? You think that's a coincidence too? And then they also use this quote here, faulty configuration change 122. Did I not talk about 144 and 122 yesterday in the video? I did. 144th day of Zuckerberg's age, while they say he's worth $122 billion. One day after the whistleblower on 60 Minutes, whose name equals 122. You know what I mean? Man, that lady has a heck of a jawline. I'm thinking that Austin Powers quote, "It's a man, baby." But look how long they said the Facebook outage was for. 6 hours, right? 6 hours, one day after 60 Minutes, 60. And again, in the lone 666 month, computer 666, internet 666, October 666, vaccination 666, Gavin Newsom's mandate on the first day of October, the same day Joe Biden went like this, "It doesn't matter when it's going to get done. Doesn't matter if it gets done in 6 hours, 6 days, or 6 weeks." It's like, why the fuck would you ever say that? And again, I don't need to question. I've been wondering if senile Joe's been an act all this time. It's an act, you guys. Joe Biden's not senile. It's just the mockery. Jesuit Joe. Because the way he delivered that was so perfect. You can't be senile and do it the way he did. It's just, that's who these politicians are. They're actors, actresses. Kirsten Sinema. What a name, right? Her name equals 56 and 79 like Society of Jesus. 56 like Washington, D.C., political theater, cinema. Go back and see our work on her before she became the politician down in Arizona and how we said it was Lock City for her to get in office. Huge ritual. It was very clear that she'd be winning her rigged vote. But yeah, 6 hours, man. It's just, in Genesis also equals 666. You learn about the forbidden fruit, the bite of the forbidden fruit, Apple's logo, the bite out of the fruit. Apple priced their first consumer computer at $666. This is so obvious, right? Yesterday was the opening day for the Supreme Court. They're back in session. You know, these politicians, they're always working so hard. It's like they get half the year off. When they're working, what are they even really doing? But yesterday was the first day, and Clarence Thomas was the man in charge yesterday, the token black, Jesuit-educated Catholic guy. And why? It's because it was the 277th day of the year, the 59th prime. And Negro Slave Blues Rasta 59. In NASCAR, Bubba Wallace, the only black driver, he wins the race on the 277th day of the year, again, the 59th prime, and the first driver to win in a span of 59 years. And notice CNN did us the favor of keeping their ticker on 59 minutes while everybody else is counted on, right? CNN's just stayed on 59 minutes all day. This was posted 59 minutes ago. And you know who backs Bubba Wallace? Michael Jordan, another 59. And you know what else? You know where Bubba Wallace is from? Would you believe it? He's from Mobile, Alabama, where one of the nation's Jesuit universities is, right? Mobile, 56, Jesuit town. And so you got Clarence Thomas, Jesuit black guy. You got Bubba Wallace, Jesuit black guy, getting used in the black guy rituals on the latest 59 day, right? Again, if you haven't read my first book, Letters and Numbers, chapter 18 is about black history and the number 59 and how they just do this every time like clockwork. And don't forget the other thing they love to do with black men. They like to make them look like they're sexual predators. Remember how Clarence Thomas got to be a Supreme Court justice? First, he had to be accused by Anita Hill of sexual assault. By the numbers, October 6th, the day leaving 86 days left in the year. Sexual assault, 86. Anita Hill, 86. Thomas, 86. Kavanaugh, 86. Went through the same thing. His whole ritual was on the day the Jesuits were recognized by Rome, and then they confirmed him on the anniversary of Anita Hill, accusing Clarence Thomas of sexual assault, which was the day leaving 86 days left in the year, which will be tomorrow. So, we'll see what they got for us tomorrow. But, yeah, it's just so obvious, you guys. Token black guy on the Supreme Court. By the way, yesterday's 10/4, Roman Catholic Church 104, and it was Clarence Thomas's 104th day of his age. Isn't that nice? He went to Holy Cross, just like Anthony Fauci. He also went to Yale, might be connected to Skull and Bones. If you're not a Jesuit, you're a member of Skull and Bones. Skull and Bones gets their symbolism from Knights Templar. Knights Templar, the old military order of the Catholic Church. The Jesuits, the new military order. Oh, also, Clarence Thomas' birthday is the day leaving 191 days left in the year. Society of Jesus 191. Pretty obvious why he was chosen. And remember Bubba Wallace. So Luxy, Luxy_91. If you guys don't follow Luxy91, he's another person who's been in the gematria game for a while now. He does his own decodes, and he does great work. He did a video on this yesterday. I'm actually surprised he missed the 59 part, but he caught everything else. But remember how last year, supposedly Bubba Wallace, there was a noose in his locker, and then the next day they said, oh, never mind. It was like the top news story that whole day, and then the next day they said, oh, never mind. It was actually just the rope on the garage to pull down the door for the garage. And actually that same rope's on all the other garages in that same garage. So I was like, wait a minute. So you mean to tell me that there's a garage door with a rope to pull on to lower all the garages? It's on literally every single garage door there, and there were several NASCAR drivers using each garage door, and then somehow it became the big national news story that day that a noose was put on Bubba Wallace's garage door, but it was easily verifiable, but the exact same thing was in every... Remember this? This was a big story last year that was retracted, right? And again, it's because it was all bullshit by the numbers. But this was right after the George Floyd thing when they have all this focus on racism. And just remember how it went down. June 10th, NASCAR banned the Confederate flag. All this stuff was happening at the same time, right? June 10th, a date that can be written 10/6 like 106. NASCAR has the 106 like Black Lives Matter, like black, like I Can't Breathe, which Bubba Wallace was wearing. From the 1 year anniversary of the news story to him winning yesterday was 106 days. You see? See how they do it? The phrase black power with the alphabetic order is also 106. And remember, they made the number 43 car the Black Lives Matter car right after the George Floyd thing. Civil War's 4356, George Floyd 43. All the Civil War rituals after the George Floyd thing, including this. See, all this is just scripted bullshit. You want to know what else is messed up? You know how they always bring 59 together with 42? The name Wallace is 42, right? And the reason I found out that they were racing on Monday instead of Sunday when they were supposed to race is because there was rain, right? Now, rain equals 42. And for the dummy out there who's like, well, how could they make that happen? Well, let me tell you, dummy. What Super Bowl? There's only one Super Bowl in history where it ever rained at halftime. And you want to guess what number it was? You want to guess what number it was? The only Super Bowl where it ever rained at halftime? It was Super Bowl 42. And you know what song was performed at Super Bowl 42 in the rain? I'm going to let you think about it for a second. I'll tell you what, it was performed by an artist who we predicted would die by the exact numbers he did die by shortly after we made the prediction. That musician was Prince, and the song was Purple Rain. Purple Rain performed in the rain at Super Bowl 42, the only halftime show in the history of Super Bowls where it ever rained. So you want to tell me you don't think they could make it rain to set up the ritual of moving the black guy to the 277th day of the year, especially when weather warfare was admitted to in 1952, and they said it was simple to do cloud seeding and make it rain, even rain to create flash flooding. So you really want to argue that you don't think they could have made it rain to set up the ritual by the numbers, since that's what these people do every day? Again, if you want to make that argument, it's because you are a fucking retard who knows nothing, who is an ignoramus, who is also a lemming, which is part of the group of people dragging us all to destruction. And it's just not acceptable. It's not acceptable. You don't have anything to stand on besides your ignorance. All of your arguments are based in ignorance, dummy. All of my ignorance are... I was going to say, all of my ignorance, I don't really have much ignorance. I don't try to be ignorant. I try to know what's going on. I try to face facts. I don't just do what authority tells me and believe what my parents tell me and my teacher and the news and politicians. I've never been that way. I've always tried to look for the truth of things. I saw from a young age, my parents were definitely wrong about things. Teachers were definitely wrong about things, and I looked for real answers. And I found them. Let me tell you that much. I found them. So don't tell me that they wouldn't make it rain. And was there even lightning yesterday? We got to get to that story next. It's coming right up. Here, let's just skip to it right now. I mean, you just want to talk about mockery, you guys? This game was a huge 55 ritual before this even happened. We pointed out before the game was played that coming into this game, the Chargers were on 55 wins versus the Raiders. John Gruden was on 55 career losses with the Raiders. Keep in mind, the Raiders used to be in L.A. where this game was. Now, the Chargers, who were always in San Diego, just moved to L.A. last year. But this game was on a 55 date numerology. Monday Night Football, the only game of the NFL Week 4. And by the way, they had a huge tribute to 4 in this game. Derek Carr became 4-4 at the Chargers for his career. But again, just on a 55 date numerology with all these 55s in the team records, they have a lightning delay, and then they say they're going to start the game at 55 minutes after the hour. They ended up changing the start time at the very end to 5:50, but you still get the 5:50 in there. But again, why is there a lightning delay in a building that's completely enclosed? I mean, there's not even a threat, right? This is a clear ritual. This is mockery in the highest form. And I didn't catch this before the game, but this is what they're showing, how John Gruden reacted like it was ridiculous that they were delaying the game. But look at the ref who was telling him about the game delay. Number 56, right? And what happened in the game? After the bolts got all charged up. Again, understand the Chargers have lightning bolts on their helmet, right? And they're at home with a lightning delay. They got all charged up. They came out of the gates. They went up 21-0. And just, I mean, if you watch this game, just, again, I hate watching pro sports because they're made for really dumb people, just like the news are. I mean, you just got to be stupid to watch these games and think they're legit. The Raiders had a situation where it was like 3rd and half a yard, and understand the Raiders have considered the most powerful running back in the league right now, Brandon Jacobs, who's strong and fast and well-built. This is why you draft a guy like Brandon Jacobs, right? For 3rd and short to get that first down when you need it. Oh, what do the Raiders decide to go with? Do they hand the ball off to Brandon Jacobs? No, they decide to do a little delay, and then hand it off to the white number 13, who, what's his name, Tyler Renfro, who was doing all the 13 rituals back when he played at Clemson, which we were documenting back then in his college days. By the way, why is he returning kicks and everything? As a good athlete who's a white male, we all know at the end of the day, white men are not nearly as fast or as athletic as black people. It's just a fact of life. The only time I ever got schooled in athletics is when I had to play against black teams where the competition, I mean, it's just not fair, man. They jump out of the gym, they're bigger, they're stronger, they're faster, their agility's better. It's not to say that every black person is, but at the end of the day, you take the best black athlete and the best white athlete, the best black athlete's going to be better. Why are the Raiders using this skinny white kid Renfro to do everything? But it was just such a joke. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? On 3rd and half a yard, you're going to do this delayed play and then lose yardage? I mean, it's just... This shit would never happen if it was a real football game and a real competition, but this is what goes on every week in the NFL. How did Bill Belichick, the greatest football coach of all time, end Sunday Night Football in Brady's return with a fucking retarded decision? Why would you try to kick a super long field goal in wind and pouring down rain when you have a short conversion for a 4th down and you can move up the field with a minute left and make a much higher percentage chance kick? I mean, this is football 101. You're the greatest coaches in the game don't know how to do this. John Gruden, who's been coaching for 20 years, and when he wasn't doing that, calling games on Monday Night Football, doesn't know. I mean, you guys, it's a joke. These games are a joke. The lightning delay is a joke just like the games are. It's just so pathetic that people cannot see this. It's pathetic. It's so fucking pathetic. The way Tom Brady beats the Seahawks. Marshawn Lynch is the former Brandon Jacobs of the NFL, the most powerful running back who can't be stopped. Seahawks 2nd-1 at the goal line, just moving the ball so easily against the Patriots. Are just going to throw an interception. The 21st pass of the game gets intercepted by number 21 on the down 2nd-1. Yeah, I mean, on the date February 1st, 2-1. It's all a joke, you guys. And the fact that people can't see it and keep coming back at me and calling me names, it's like, man, you guys are such a fucking joke. God damn, man. But there it was right there. The game, I wish I'd seen this in real time. I would have known the game was over right there. You know, Gruden ended up picking up the 56th loss, and the Chargers got their 56th win. And by the way, they play in the stadium that's going to host Super Bowl 56, where the lightning delay happened. Keep that in mind, because remember, the Lightning is the Tampa Bay Lightning, right? Remember last year, lightning burned up the Bay Area on August 15th, the day the Jesuits were created in Paris, France. Here, let me show you something about lightning. Let's just do our 2 reduction ciphers from the base. Lightning in the most pure is 55, and lightning in reverse is 44. Last year, we knew what day the Lightning would win the Stanley Cup because it was mapped out perfectly. One of the games was scheduled 44 days. It wasn't possible for it to go 55 days after the storm, but it was possible for the series to end 44 days after the lightning attacks that literally burned up Tom Brady's hometown. August 15th, 2020, lightning burned up the Bay Area, including Tom Brady's hometown. 44 days later, the Lightning won the Stanley Cup after Tom Brady went down to Tampa. And then the Tampa Bay Rays went to the World Series. That was the 116th World Series. Tampa, Florida's 116. Thomas, Edward, Patrick Brady Jr.'s 116. And then the Bucks became the first ever team to win the Super Bowl in their own stadium. And again, just, I mean, how much more obvious could be that sports are scripted? Tom Brady goes to Tampa and all of a sudden a city that doesn't win shit wins everything? I mean, it's just stupid. But the Lightning then won the Stanley Cup this year again when Tom Brady turned 44. And I'll remind you again, the Super Bowl is going to be in that same stadium where that ritual happened last night on February 13th, 213, in the 213 area code, the 44th day of the year. So, and it ended up being a big 56 ritual, this Lightning game, when it's Super Bowl 56. And Buccaneers, where Brady is, do they have some history with the Raiders? Does John Gruden have some history with the Bucs and the Raiders? Again, you got to be stupid to not see the rituals. So, and most people are. That's why they don't see them, even when I explain them clear as day every single day. But, yeah. Marc Pilcher, shame on him for not having his 3rd booster. Preventable death. I mean, had he had his 3rd booster, he certainly wouldn't have died at age 53 from COVID 3 weeks after getting his Emmy. You know what I mean? All right, True Seeker. We'll leave it there. I've dropped enough gems. Until next time.